On July 1st, 1932, while in a trance, Edgar Cayce made an astonishing claim that the Great Pyramid of Giza was built more than 12,000 years ago. He also voiced another, perhaps even more significant revelation when he declared that a secret chamber lies hidden under the right paw of the Great Sphinx of Giza. The chamber is said to contain records of a highly advanced lost civilization, the same one that the Greek philosopher Plato wrote about in the 4th century BC, known as Atlantis.
The traditional concept of Atlantis is that it was located somewhere out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, beyond the Straits of Gibraltar. Edgar Cayce came along and filled in tremendous gaps in details. In his trance-like state, he described Atlantis as this very luxurious and enormously powerful culture. It had advanced technology. The capital city, it was at the center of circular canals with magnificent bridges that linked the canals that sailing ships could sail under. In Cayce's vision, Atlantis became real.
Cayce specifically stated that Atlantis was an actual historical place. He said this lost world was founded by supernatural beings that were extraterrestrial. So he clearly believed or stated that there were other intelligences in the universe that interfaced with humanity.
One day, Atlantis sunk, which in geology makes no sense that Atlantis sunk. Maybe it was a storm or whatever that destroyed Atlantis. Maybe it was a war.
What Edgar Cayce said was that the survivors of Atlantis moved into different parts of the ancient world. And he had to build 3 so-called halls of records. One was to be in what we know today as the Yucatan. Another was to be somewhere in the vicinity of the island of Bimini in the Bahamas. And the third one was to be in the area that we now know as the Giza Plateau in Egypt. And these were to be the repositories of all of the knowledge and wisdom of the Atlantean people.
Did Edgar Cayce access information about an advanced extraterrestrial civilization that inhabited the Earth thousands of years ago? And if so, could proof that Atlantis once existed lie just beneath the feet of the Great Sphinx of Giza in Egypt? For geologist Dr. Robert Schoch, Cayce's predictions eerily echoed his own independent investigation at this iconic Egyptian monument.
We conducted a number of low-energy seismographic studies around the base of the Sphinx. We placed geophones around the perimeter of the Sphinx. We pounded on the steel plate, which was laid on the surface of the ground. This sent energy waves or sound waves into the rock, and they bounce off of different layers of rock. And from that, we found areas that indicated hollows or chambers or voids within the rock. We found one at the rear of the Sphinx, and we found what looked like a tunnel-like structure basically along the body of the Sphinx. And we found a large rectangular chamber-like structure under the left paw of the Sphinx. This was totally unexpected to us. I was simply looking for mineralogical changes.
Unfortunately, Dr. Schoch's investigation would be cut short before he could follow up on his findings.
Dr. Robert Schoch comes along, and it looks like there's a chamber there. The Egyptian military steps in and stops the whole affair. That tells me that there seems to be some awareness that there truly is something there, and that the Egyptian authorities wanted to keep a lid on it and have kept a lid on it until this day.
Based on our seismic analysis, I have no question that there is a chamber under the left paw of the Sphinx and that this is an artificial, human-made chamber. This is precisely where Edgar Cayce suggested a hall of records might exist.
If we could find this time capsule, and it was there, I mean, this is something that would literally change history, because there's still much to be discovered about the human story, who we are, where we've been, where we're coming from. And that's what Edgar Cayce was talking about.